Okay, so here it is, the Kindle Fire. You can see it here laying on the table. I will pick it up so you can get an idea of how big it is. You can probably see me reflected there, filming with my iPhone. I'm sure Steve Jobs would be just horrified. But it's very solid. It feels really great in your hand. It doesn't feel cheap at all. It's very solid. The screen, of course, you can see it's not on yet, but it smudges just like any other kind of touch screen. On the back, it's this rubberized back, which might seem cheap, but it really makes it easy to hold it in your hand. It's very comfortable. So let's turn it back over here. And I'm going to reach down with my other finger and turn it on. There's one button. And as you can see, it comes up. There's a slider here. That's a really cool background, but you can slide this across, and that opens it up. And here's the carousel where you can see. Just a couple of quick things. This is like your home screen where all your stuff is stored. This bottom row here is where you can pin things you use all the time, like Facebook. I haven't really pinned anything there except Facebook because I've only had it for a day, so I'm still playing with it. But up here, this is where your books are. I was watching an episode of the X-Files. I'll get to that in a second. There's your mail. There's my book, Conquering Venus, and some other things I've been reading. As you can see, it just scrolls beautifully. The touch screen is a little overly sensitive on the home screen. You can easily flip past things. But then when you're like on the web, like when you're working on Twitter or Facebook or typing, you might have to press a little more firmly than you would on like an iPad, for example. But let me open up a book here, as you can see, and it comes up, it scrolls beautifully, very easy to read. I was reading some short stories on here last night, just very easy to read, no eye strain for me. I know a lot of people don't like reading on a screen like this, but I didn't have a problem with it at all. It was a pleasure to read, and the device is so light. You can hold it in one hand, and it's beautiful. It's great for reading. And you can tap here and go back home. It's a Wi-Fi only device. So if you want to download books or get things from your cloud, everything is stored in the cloud, like your music, unless you bring it onto the memory that's installed. But most everything is stored in the cloud. Say if you go on a trip and you're not going to have any access to Wi-Fi, or you're on an airplane, you can download some books and movies that are stored directly on the device. But for the most part, things are going to be stored in the cloud. So if I go to music, you'll see that all of this music is stored in my cloud, and it plays really easily. What do we want to hear? Here's Florence and the Machine. Here's Shake It Out. And this is all streaming directly from my cloud storage. And you'll see it takes a second for it to load up. As you can see there. I don't know how you'll be able to hear the sound here, but the sound really is amazing on this thing. I mean, it's almost room-filling sound. For those two little speakers that are here on the top. It's really amazing. One thing I want to show you is last night I was watching an episode of the X-Files, one of my favorite episodes. See, it didn't respond to the tap. Sometimes you have to press it a little more firmly to get it to work. So I was worried, because this is only Wi-Fi, I was worried, how is this thing going to play video? Since it's streaming over Wi-Fi, it's streaming from Amazon, what's it going to be like? I can tell you, and I'll show you. We'll turn it back into landscape mode. That it plays seamlessly with no buffering, no shuddering. The screen is clear. It's beautiful. I couldn't believe it. I think the thing that I might be most excited about this thing is how cleanly and clearly it plays video. directly from the web. There's tons of free stuff. There's Scully. There's tons of free stuff to watch. If you have an Amazon Prime account, we'll stop this for a moment and go back home. There's tons of free stuff to watch, TV shows, movies. If you're an Amazon Prime member, and then you can download movies for anywhere from like $1.99 to about $3. And if you have the Amazon Prime, you get free 2-day shipping for anything you order physically from Amazon. So I think that's a pretty sweet deal. Email is surprisingly easy to set up on this thing. If you go to, let's see, there it is. There's my mail. Mail app. You see, this is very sensitive. You have to be very careful. Email pops up very quickly. It's very easy to read. I know a lot of people don't really like this white on black text, but this is just your inbox. When you type on it, when you hit it like this, it's your regular, black on white. So it's $199. It's not an iPad. There's no phone. There's no camera. There's no voice. But for $199, this thing is pretty damn sweet, I have to say. So that's the Kindle Fire. I'm not very good at these. I'm not a good product pitch man, but I'm really enjoying it. And so if you're considering buying one, I'd say go for it. It would make a great Christmas present, and I know I'm going to be using mine all the time, probably pretty much to read and to watch movies. And for that, it is perfection.